Today we are doing another joint book review, and I bet you can't guess what it's going to be based on what we're wearing. What is it?
Red Rising.
We read this book, we listened to the audio for this book on our anniversary trip just recently, and oh my gosh.
It was so good.
Yeah, definitely made the 8-hour drive there and back way better. So today we're going to share our thoughts about it. Before we get into anything, though, we have to give a little spoiler-free summary. So Red Rising is a sci-fi book where people are segmented into color, red being the lowest color, gold being the highest. And our main character, Darrow, is a red who, because of some things that happen in the story, is now, pushed to become the savior of the reds, basically, and infiltrate the golds. That's basically the summary of the book. So he goes to an academy, and yeah, stuff happens. That's all I can really say without, spoiling anything, because there was a lot that happened in that book.
There was.
Holy cow.
Yeah. What a beginning. What a start.
Oh, yeah. 5 chapters into it, we, just started our road trip, too. And,
we were
by chapter 5, I was crying. So that's the kind of book it is.
It was crazy start. Chapter 1 definitely just sets stuff up. It was pretty slow, but it was still good. It was good to have that information. A little bit of world building there. But it was fantastic, exactly as Abby was saying.
So what were your spoiler-free thoughts for this book?
I thought it was fantastic. Definitely love the main character. He's very compelling as a character. And you definitely, you're right. It almost feels like you're right there with him. And then there's moments where the character gives in to his pride and you're like, no!
He definitely was a very real character.
Yeah. Very
relatable. Content warnings really quick because we forgot to do this, so there's definitely some language. Lots of gore.
Yeah.
If you're
a little squeamish.
Yeah.
They definitely go into detail.
Yeah.
One of the things that they do is they have men literally hiding in corpses of dead bodies.
Yeah, like horses and stuff, and then they cut out of them. Yeah. So there's gore. There is violence. There is some language. I don't think they say the F word or anything.
I don't remember. But there definitely was language. Definitely was
other
language.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is some sexual content, but it's not described.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, again, he is married at the start of the book, so there is a scene, but it doesn't describe what they do in it. It just makes you know, okay, that's what they're doing. The scene's over. It's done. So if you do plan to read this and you're hesitant about that kind of content, just know that's kind of the bar they set with those scenes. They don't describe it, but some of them are there.
But you know it happens.
Yes. Yeah. But other than that, there wasn't, yes, several times in this book, women are taken advantage of. The scene itself is not described, and it's done off page. So we're going to be moving on to spoilers. So if you have not read this book, first off,
you're missing out.
So go read it and then come back and listen to our spoiler-filled thoughts. And without further ado, we are starting with the first section, plot. So overall, how'd you feel about the plot?
First chapter being set, the first few chapters being the setup of getting tossed from being a red and then becoming a gold was incredible. It was definitely interesting to see how they went about that, basically being okay, you died and now we're turning you into a gold and you're going to become a chosen one archetype.
So you liked that plot twist?
I did. I really did.
It was a very good start. Okay. If you remember when we got to that scene at the very start of the book, after Io dies, which was tragic, by the way, but we'll talk about that in the emotional impact section. But after Io dies and he basically hangs himself, you mentioned something right at that moment. Do you remember what
I
that was?
literally, I told you, I hit your shoulder, and I was like, they can't kill the main character. That's not how this works.
Yeah,
And
I was very shocked.
I was like, they can't do this. No way. And
Yeah.
I was just stunned. I was just genuinely stunned that they were like, oh yeah, he's dead. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I was not expecting it. I knew he was gonna like still be in the book somehow, so I knew he wasn't like dead. But I mean, the way they described it.
Yeah,
I
genuinely.
How are they gonna do this?
I literally thought they were gonna be like, okay, and this is the setup to the actual main character, who is someone else. Io sings the song, and it awakens, and then this happens. Like, people begin to riot, and it's like, and then the main character shows up.
Okay.
So that's what I was originally thinking they were gonna do. As soon as they were like, oh yeah, he got hung, and I was like, oh, okay, so then they're going to be doing this because he's dead, clearly. And then they were like...
Clearly not.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, yeah, he wakes up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, his uncle drugged him.
Yeah. No, very, very great opening to the book. So for that part of the plot, A+. Like, holy cow, great opening. What about the middle? What about... when he goes to the academy?
I loved the initial academy arc. I thought was great. I loved the
first trial.
Yeah, the first trial was fantastic.
Julian.
Well, wasn't that the second trial? Because the first one he just went and was like taking tests.
I thought that was just the entry exam.
Oh, you're right. That's the entry exam. Yeah.
I don't know.
They did like an entry exam thing, and I thought it was funny because like he did a fantastic job on the whole exam, and people thought that he was cheating, and it was great.
I also love how like sassy he is.
Oh, so
he
sassy.
Suddenly becomes a gold, and he's like sass unlocked.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He did not care. He had no fear.
No fear.
It was pretty. I mean, you got to play the part, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're trying to act like a gold, you got to act like you own the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that very well.
He did that.
A little too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I was like, Daryl,
but
shut
then
your mouth.
They went on for the schooling arc to do something that was like, what was the name of it? It was
the second trial.
Yeah, the one.
I don't remember the name, but yeah, when they force the like stronger students to kill the weaker students, like they capture them, put them in these rooms, 1-on-1, and they're like, only one person can leave, so you decide. And it was their way of weeding out the weak.
Yeah.
Since society had created a place where the weak people could survive, it wasn't survival of the fittest anymore. But these crazy people are like, no. We're going to force that to happen. So we're going to put the weak against the strong and force them to kill. How did you feel when, what was his name? Priam?
Priam was the...
It was like one of the super strong guys that everybody thought was going to win. And then he ended up dying. And then you never knew who killed him until...
way later.
Yeah. Wasn't it Rogue?
Yeah,
that killed him?
No.
It was Severard.
It was
Severard. I kept calling him Severard the whole book. I have no idea. And I had listened to the audiobook, so I have no excuse. It was Severo. Yeah. When it revealed that he was the one that killed him, I thought
that was crazy. I was like, no way.
What about, okay, this is just going to be talking about the plot twist, basically, because there were so many plot twists in this book. What about when it was revealed that... Severo was the son of their proctor.
I thought that was really good, like, character, like, design in that part. Like, I was like, no way they made his father be the proctor, because he was supposed to die. Severus was not supposed to make it. And he was like he was
one of the weaker
yeah,
ones.
he was one of the weaker ones. And it's like your own father is actually the proctor, and he has to go through with everything. And sure enough, Sevros lives and kills Priam, and then joins up with the main character, who the name that they gave him during the school arc
You loved it.
was fantastic.
So what was his name?
The Reaper.
You'll notice something too, that they, like, some foreshadowing that they included with the song.
Yeah, definitely. In the first sort of introduction to when his wife is killed, she sings this song, and it's this song of rebellion. And in the song, it talks about the Reaper coming. And then here we have the main character getting nicknamed the Reaper because he holds a scythe.
Yeah. It was kind of cool when you pointed that out. I was like, dang. Yeah. No, sick nickname.
Yeah.
For real. Sick nickname. Okay, other plot twists, because again, there were so many. Titus. Let's talk about that plot twist
Titus
for a second.
Was crazy.
I was not expecting him to be a red at all.
I wasn't either.
At all.
And
because he was so bad.
Yeah, he was he
was an awful
They
person.
made him such an awful character. And I was like, oh man, this guy is terrible. He needs to be stopped. And then when it was revealed that he was a red, I was like, oh, it all makes sense. I was like, that's why he's so angry. He's like, that's why he doesn't have any friends. And he kept on saying to the main character, oh, I thought you were like me. And the main character's like, wait, what? Did he tell someone? Am I outed? And it was insane.
I was not expecting it at all.
I was like, he's a red? And then it kind of all made sense, because he was like, yeah, he did all these terrible things to these golds because he hates golds.
Yeah. No, that whole scene was crazy, because then too, I guess we have to talk about this in emotional impact, right? The scene where Darrow knows he has to kill a fellow red in order to protect his secret. Yeah, that was insane. That whole, so the Academy itself, I went into Red, both of us went into Red Rising knowing nothing about the book at all. We just knew it was sci-fi, and a lot of people had recommended it to us. So we figured that we were going to like it. I was not expecting it to be an Academy setting for the whole book for some reason, at all. But I loved it, and I loved how it was it kind of felt a little bit like Percy Jackson in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Like a giant capture the flag game, but then Hunger Games, because they're all in this arena. It was,
I will say,
I really liked it.
I will say, I did the beginning of it, I thought was really dragged out for the capture the flag stuff, because it went from being so hype, from him literally having to kill someone to
and then hiding
it
from Cassius,
and then hiding it from his friend because he killed his friend's brother. And I was just like, okay, clearly it's this is it's got to be better. It's got to be better. And then it starts out, and it's just so, I felt it was so slow, plot-wise. And I was just like, ugh. And I understand why they did it, because they were setting everything up for the other characters to get introduced and move forward and stuff. But it was just it was just frustrating to me, because I wanted more. I wanted the momentum to just go boom, 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 boom.
And it did.
Eventually it did.
A lot. Is then after Titus was revealed, what was the other plot twist we had after that?
Was it the girl?
Mustang? I mean, the plot twist with her came towards the end.
That's true. It did.
Yeah. Which I knew that was coming because there were so many little hints sprinkled in that she was going to betray him. So when it was revealed that she was the twin brother of the jackal, I saw it coming. I wasn't as surprised. You know, I was kind of thinking.
They kind of hinted at it.
Yeah. Because so many people even asked him to. And he was like, no, I trust her. And that's when I started picking up on it and thinking, I think there's going to be a betrayal. But what did surprise me was that she did not betray him.
Yeah.
At all. I was not expecting that.
I thought she would have. And then the other thing was the jackal reveal. I thought he was going to be I thought he was going to be a monster because the way they talked about him. They're like, oh, the jackal's coming. And, I was like, oh, they're going to, it's going to be his arch enemy. It's already the governor's son.
The son of the man who ordered his wife's death.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow. This is going to be like a battle. And then he gets introduced, and the jackal is literally just like this scrawny kid. And all he is a little bit, I guess you could say, mad.
But doesn't that make him more terrifying?
That's true.
That he's not intimidating. It's not easy to pick up on who he is.
Yeah.
The scene with the jackal after he was introduced, when Darrow said, he stabbed him in the hand and left him there, and he said, you were free to walk out that door if you just cut off your hand. He was thinking he wasn't going to do it.
I thought that he genuinely wasn't going to do it. I thought he was going to, like, pull the dagger out or be like, or just do something, because I was like, oh, he's not going to cut off his own hand. But then sure enough, he literally cuts off his own hand. Yeah. And the plot twist where they got rid of Pax.
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
I was shocked.
I was so sad.
The jackal literally cuts off his hand, takes the knife which was given to him, takes that knife and goes to stab Darrow. And literally Pax, he's this, I guess you could say
a big brute.
Yeah, a lovable giant. Literally dives on top of the main character to save him, and literally they describe this guy Pax literally getting stabbed multiple times by...
It was brutal. It was so sad. And okay, I was gonna say something. We have to save it for the emotional impact.
Okay.
So we will save it. I will remember, because there were so many things about that scene and other scenes where Golds were dying that were okay. We're gonna save that. I have to control myself.
And then I guess the final, the climax.
Yes.
He storms Olympus. He goes up to the proctors and begins tying them up, and then actually fights with them and kills one.
Yeah,
he
Apollo.
Kills Apollo.
That was crazy too.
And I thought that was insane. I was like, okay, this guy is ascending. I was like, he is literally becoming he's that guy.
Yeah. That was crazy. But the craziest part in the book, I think, which was a amazing way to end the first book. We immediately borrowed the second audiobook and are currently listening to it. But when he won...
Yeah.
And he was offered the apprenticeship. He was offered more than just an apprenticeship. Yeah. His arch enemy, the very man who ordered his wife's death, offered to adopt him into his family. And Darrow accepts, because he knows that despite his feelings for this man, he needs to do it anyway, because it's going to benefit the ultimate goal. And just the scene where he just got on a knee and recited the stuff. It was insane. It was crazy. I was not expecting that ending. It was, Damn. And then Cassius just watching,
Cassius. Their friendship is so tragic.
Yeah, just the fact that, he had to kill Julie. And then the proctors made him find out so that they could... Yeah, and we never really got to... I mean, they kind of made up a little bit, but we never really got to see that friendship be restored. And I wonder if in book 2, that's something that we're going to see. Who knows?
I don't think they're ever going to be friends again. I think he made an enemy.
Do you only know that because you've been looking at spoilers?
No, I genuinely, that's my thought.
Okay, so you think probably book 3, they're going to have this epic battle.
No, I think it'll be book 2.
Book 2?
I think it'll be book 2. Where
Anakin and Obi-Wan style?
Yeah, I think
You were
it's
my
brother. You were my
They
brother.
literally called each other brothers.
I know.
Yeah. We'll see. That would be epic.
Yeah.
That would be epic. Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
Plot for this book was insane.
It was great.
So good. Holy cow. Moving on to characters now, which is probably going to be our favorite thing
Yeah.
to talk about. I don't know. I feel like all of it. This is just
Yeah.
going to be a really positive video. Characters, starting with Darrow, the Reaper.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
Love him. Love him. I love the character to bits. The only thing that I would change about him is his pride. I think he gets blinded by it. And it causes a lot of like this strife for the issues in the actual plot. Is he's like, no, I don't want to do that because then it gives this person too much power and I need it to be mine. And it's like, maybe you can work around it. Maybe you can maybe you can let them actually have food, then be shown as the person that brought food or whatever, and then bring that in. I don't know. That was just my...
For me, I feel like I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch any of it. Every character needs a defining flaw.
That's true.
And Darrow's is not only his pride, but his rage.
Yes. His anger is all-consuming.
But, I mean,
but that's also
it
the
does
thing that
help the plot.
motivates him.
Yeah.
His rage is what motivates, because he wants vengeance. He wants revenge for his wife's death.
He never would have started this journey if
she didn't die.
Yeah, if that rage didn't spur him on. Because at the very start, and I love just the contrast, him at the start, him at the end. At the start, his wife, Io, literally asks him,
live for more.
Yeah. So I guess not ask, yeah. So Io literally tells him, you have to live for more. Like, do you even want to live for anything besides me? Like, just kind of... And I knew that was foreshadowing, too.
Yeah.
As soon as she said that, I was like, she's gonna die. I was expecting it later. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be right at the start, but I knew she's gonna die. They're not just gonna make her say this. And I thought maybe she knew. I thought maybe she was, like, rebelling in some way, and she knew that they were coming for her, so that's why she kept asking. But... when she's trying to get him to admit that he has more to live for, more to fight for, and he just says, no, family's enough. Keeping my family safe is the most important thing. Then when she's ripped away from him so brutally, I just loved how it forced him into that character where he's now fighting for this dream that his wife had. Like, it never would have happened if that, if she didn't die. Yeah. And what an inciting incident that was. Crazy. But indeed. Yeah, his character arc was just... I loved it. And again, I would not touch his pride.
All right.
He will probably learn later. Or he won't. Maybe he'll be an anti-hero. Okay, what about Cassius?
I liked Cassius. I thought he was a really good character. I was really upset the way they had it like planned out, where Cassius betrays him and stabs him and tries to kill him, and I was like, if somebody
killed my brother, though, I'd probably do the same thing.
Okay, that's fair, but like he was forced to. Like he didn't want to.
Cassius didn't see it that way.
That's the issue.
They both love their family in some way. I don't know. I feel like Cassius, like most of the Golds were awful, but I feel like Cassius was not that bad.
No, he wasn't that bad. I thought he was a pretty nice guy, all things considered.
Yeah. They had a very nice friendship forming. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah. What about, Mustang? That was a key player in this. This book.
She was interesting. I did not expect her to be I guess it would be the daughter of his arch nemesis.
Ooh. Yeah. I never realized that.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, in my head I just keep thinking she's the brother of the jackal. I'm like, no, she's the daughter of the man who ordered his wife's death. I think I would have liked Mustang more if they didn't have the romantic subplot going on.
I like the romantic subplot, but she hates it because she's like, he's supposed to love Io.
Yes.
And I was like, he can still love Io. He just also is like, she took care of him while he was literally dying. I feel like there's going to be romantic implications when that happens.
So if I'm brutally murdered in front of you, you would just fall in love with the daughter of the man who ordered my death?
Okay, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't do that.
Because she took care of you?
He didn't know. He didn't know that she was.
He knew his wife was dead, and that he should mourn her for all of eternity.
Yeah, and he felt guilty for it. He felt guilty for his feelings.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I feel like it was too soon. I feel like if it comes in like book 2 or 3, maybe. I just didn't like it because even just the very first time he noticed Mustang before they even went to the academy, he, already thought she was beautiful and like kind of had a crush on her a little bit. And for me, I was thinking, your wife is
barely dead.
She like just died and you want to destroy these people for killing her, and now you're like falling in love with one? And then he just kept falling in love with her, and then he kissed her at the end, and I was like, what are you doing? Your wife! But yeah, I didn't like it. She was not dead long enough for him to move on that quickly, especially with,
he literally
someone
said,
he hates.
He literally said in the middle of the book, he said that it was sad that Eos had been dead for longer than they had been married.
That was sad when he mentioned that. And he was sad by that.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and looked at Mustang and liked her. And I was like, ugh. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I feel like it came way too soon.
That's fair.
I feel like if they gave him more time to mourn, I would have liked it.
I thought it definitely progressed faster than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be a slow burn, but...
Yeah, I would have liked it more if it was a slow burn, if they started out as friends, because they worked very closely together. They relied on each other for survival, and I would have liked if it started out as this friendship where, it's built on like, hey, we survived a lot together, but it's not necessarily romantic. Because, again, he's mourning his wife. I would have liked it better if they would have given him more time to mourn. And then in book 2, this friendship that's already established then could bloom into something a little more. And maybe he would wrestle with it more, thinking, but Io, she's barely dead. This woman is of the same race that killed her, and I hate them. So then it can also... It just has more internal turmoil that way. And they didn't do that. It was very rushed, so that's why I didn't like it. I liked her as a character.
She was a good character.
Yeah, she was kind.
She was kind, and
she didn't like death.
Well, also she, as the main character mentions, she had the wants and the desires that she had for Golds were to be
better,
yeah, and to be kinder, and she also loved the thought of democracy, which is kind of funny because in the book throughout it they like rag on democracy heavily.
I'm just like, all right, whatever. Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, I mean, she was a very good character. I really liked her. I like what she stood for and what she did for the plot and for his perception of Golds as well, which, again, I'm excited to see how it develops more, but yeah, I just wish they would have waited on the romance. Just one more book. Just one more book.
All right, what about Severus?
Severo, I loved him. or goblin as they call him.
Goblin.
He was a he was feral.
He was.
But I loved him. He was so like interesting, and like just his loyalty.
Well, I like the fact that they like literally were like, oh yeah, he stinking killed a wolf and is wearing the pelt, and now he has like a group of people
That all wear
wolf pelts, and it's like you hear them howling, and that's when you know the Reapers come. And
it was sick.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he was just like aura farming for Darrow.
Oh yeah, for real. He literally was aura farming the entire time for Darrow.
Yeah, literally. No, I loved him though. Like his loyalty to Darrow was really interesting to see, especially in a society where loyalty is not common.
Yeah,
at all. And even the proctors themselves were saying, hey, when Darrow wins, you're not going to win too. There's only one winner. And, you know, if you follow him, you're not going to
win. Yeah.
And they were expecting that would convince everyone to leave Darrow. And they all said, no. We're going to fight with him anyway. It was really cool. And Darrow even knew himself that he had something that the Golds hadn't seen.
Yeah.
That loyalty. I think it's going to carry on into book 2 and into book 3. And I wonder if they're going to join his cause to help the Reds.
I saw spoilers. So
no spoilers. No more. Just leave that theory to yourself, sir.
Okay. I thought Rogue was an interesting character.
He was an interesting character. Yeah.
I feel like he was just like a good side character. I don't think that like it was anything too crazy.
Because he seemed more wise. He was the one that was offering the different perspectives. I can't tell if I feel like he's a good guy yet or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think he's just very logical.
Yeah.
So it could go either way.
Yeah.
But he was definitely an interesting character as well. Because you don't think, he was just a poet.
Yeah.
You didn't think he was going to win the battle when they were pairing everybody up. But he did.
Yeah.
So he's a little intimidating in that way.
It's true.
Yeah. What about the Jackal?
I like the Jackal. I thought it was interesting.
He was terrifying.
The fact that like their introduction to him was very good because they're like, oh yeah, he had to eat his own men, and then it was like you're like he's a cannibal, and then you're like, oh, he literally is building an army, and like the proctor, like every single proctor,
the game's
is
rigged
like,
to let him win.
Yeah, literally.
His dad bought out his victory.
Literally bought out his victory. The proctors are helping him, and the fact that like he kept on hearing murmurs about the jackals building up power in the South, and it's like
it was it definitely made the suspense in the plot very good.
I was like, who's this jackal? Like when are we gonna see the jackal?
His reveal again
crazy.
It just made him all that scarier because Darrow was describing how suddenly the boy's face changed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was acting. It was just an actual change in his face. Something else took over. And then he was the Jackal. And again, how he literally cut off his hand. He's like, okay, hand me the knife. He's doing it. He's having trouble getting through the bone. So he's trying to break his wrist. And like, even Pax himself, who
he's like disgusted
is this brute who's been, like literally took so many slaves and just demolishing people. So he's seen his fair share of violence. Even he was having a hard time watching, and the Jackal was just fine. He was just so nonchalant the whole time as he's cutting off his hand.
Yeah.
And it was insane. Like, it made him so much scarier.
It did.
And he's still alive. So I don't know what book 2 is going to be like, because I'm sure the Jackal doesn't like Darrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was terrifying. He was a great character intro. Yeah. Insane. Now we are on to the writing style.
I thought the writing style was really good. I thought that the way that all the scenes were described and the way that like each character felt distinct, I thought it was good, and I liked the way that everything was like kind of flowing.
I loved some of the lines
Yes.
that Pierce Brown wrote. Some of those lines,
good.
Michael literally would pause and be like, "That was a bar, Abby."
Yeah.
Some of those lines were really, really good.
And the monologues that the main character had when he's like giving a speech about being the Reaper, and I was like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, Pierce Brown's writing style was very good because he wasn't overly descriptive to where it dragged or it was hard to understand in a sense. I've read books like that where the writing style is so overly descriptive that it just bogs down the entire story, slows everything down, even the action scenes, and his pacing with like sentence structure itself was really good. Mm-hmm. I feel like, he definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
and
for sure.
Some of his humor, he had humor in the book too.
It was so good.
The book was great at being serious. It was great at being funny and just like epic. Mm-hmm. That's my best way to describe it. There were so many epic scenes, and his writing style enhanced them so much.
Oh yeah,
it was perfect. Yeah, I don't have any complaints. It was very impressive. We are now on to emotional impact.
Eo's death.
Yeah, I cried.
So
we were only like an hour into our trip too. I'm already crying.
Yeah, it was. I think, what is that, chapter 3 or something like that?
3, 5, I don't know. It was the first few chapters.
Yeah, it was like first few chapters, and then boom, murdered. And like and it's like the way they did it too was so cold. It was just, you had to watch her get whipped, and then like she starts singing the song, and
he knew too exactly what she was gonna do.
He knew it.
Yeah.
And the worst part, like that just yanked on my heartstrings. Like,
they make the relatives do it.
I know.
Ugh.
Crazy.
Just every part of that scene, and then when he buries her too, just so much of it. I just love the way that you really see everything that Darrow's feeling in that scene, and especially too as like we were literally going on our anniversary trip, our first marriage anniversary, and that's what we start our trip with, is this scene of this man with they weren't even married that long either, just having to watch her, and the way that his helplessness is described, you feel everything. He's begging them, whip me instead, take me instead, and they won't. And just the way that they described how he felt, how helpless he was, just his grief, his sorrow, great way to start our trip, right?
Well, the other one that got me was Pax.
Oh, Pax made me really sad too.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, he was, because at first they were enemies, and then they become on the same team, and they're working together.
And then he gives his life for him.
And like there's times where he literally later in the book, because that happens towards the end, but like even a little bit later in the book, like he would literally mention, Darrow would literally mention something and be like, Pax would look really good in this armor. Yeah. Or like he would look really good right next to me. Yeah. Or like he'll say, we left a spot for him in the formation. And it's like, you can't keep doing that.
Yeah. They definitely made sure that you felt every death. Because then Julian too, that still impacted Darrow for a long time, because Julian was just so like innocent. He was just so like excited about life and just everything.
Well, he was just excited to be there, and like he was just like, he was a great character, because Darrow literally meets him and is like, the guy's being super friendly, and he's all like, well, you know what, like, I need to, and he's like, no, I can't be making friends, but like he still does. He still ends up making friends with these people, and like a part of him definitely learns to like them, even though they are golds.
That, I think, which is what I meant to mention earlier back in the plot section. But throughout the book, Darrow hates the golds. He's set on destroying them. And throughout the book, he keeps meeting golds that change the way he thinks about them, that make him realize not all of them are bad. There were so many times in the book where he was thinking, these men are my brothers. These people are my brothers. They are my friends. Like, he's dedicated to them. He's loyal to them. He feels things for them. And in the very same thought, he goes, and they will soon be my enemies. It's just all that hits, because I think throughout the book, every single person that he's forced to kill, like Julian, that got him.
Yeah.
He wants to kill the gold, so why was he so upset when he had to kill Julian? Because Julian wasn't the gold he was picturing. He was picturing the governor, the guy who murdered his wife. He was picturing those people, not, the innocent school kids that are excited for their life and their future.
Well, it was the first person he killed, so it was like, it was hard on him in general. Because he's like, I'm a killer now. And he was like, I never thought that would be me. Yeah. And he's like, and then like throughout the entirety of the book, you see him like being like, how ridiculous this mission that he's been sent on is. He's all like, I literally am making friends with these people to become their enemy. Yeah. And he's like, and then he like constantly is reminding himself, like, he's like, my people have suffered for 700 years under their tyranny. And he has to like go through that process again to like, and then he gets filled with that rage again, and he's like, forget it. And but it's just like he has to it's just going through that process and rehashing it for him.
So overall, what would you rate Red Rising?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's hard to... I've heard that the second book is better than the first book, but I feel like that's a tall order.
Yeah, it's a high bar to set.
Yeah, because the first book was just so good.
Phenomenal. It was, I'm very glad that we ended up listening to this. We started it a long time ago and only read the first chapter, and I think we were just... I don't know, impatient.
We were, because like the first chapter was all just like world logistics and like setting everything up.
And they dumped so much of the world on you at once that I was just confused. And we had also just finished listening to the Lunar Chronicles too. Yeah. So I think we were just done with audiobooks for just a minute there. We just needed a break. But I'm so glad that we came back to this one because
it was well worth it.
5 stars.
Yep.
5 out of 5. I don't have any complaints. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Yeah. If you would like to follow along in our Red Rising journey and hear our thoughts for the second book, Golden Sun, we are currently working our way through it, and we'll make a video reaction when we finish. So make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss that. And we can see if some of our predictions were correct.
We'll see.
I'm not going to listen to yours because you spoiled yourself. So, cool. Nice.